Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. We're going to be talking about a little bit of news that was breaking last night and today concerning No Time to Die and a potential plot leak that has some people out there freaking out. And I mean this. Like, I've seen some videos from some certain groups of people out there that are like, oh my God, no, this can't be real. Once again, James Bond isn't Bond. They're taking away my Bond. They're killing my Bond. They're destroying my Bond. Ladies and gentlemen, James Bond is not this person. Hashtag not my Bond. The truth of the matter is, through the evolution of character, but things happen, things change. I don't get this. I don't understand why you have these groups of people that want literally everything to remain the same at all times, as if characters don't evolve. And when you have an actor portraying the same role for a long period of time, generally speaking, actors like to act. Therefore, they like to evolve the character, especially as their own life changes as a result of some of, just being a person, just being around. So, of course, let's dive into this here. And I just want to give everyone warnings. There's going to be spoilers ahead. So if you don't want to know this information, click off, but don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Become a channel member. Support $3 Theater. Help me help you learn more about movies. And of course, keep the channel alive. So let's dive into this article here saying, has a huge James Bond twist in No Time to Die been leaked? Fans are speculating that a leak from filming hints at 007 heading into uncharted territory. However, it actually isn't. And we're going to explain that. And the article does actually get into that too. So here's what it says. A new fan theory is doing the rounds, and it might be the most shocking yet. Is Eternal Bachelor James Bond going to settle down into family life and become a doting dad? Though confirmed details for No Time to Die are scarce, a selection of call sheets apparently used on the film were recently put up for sale on eBay, and if they are legitimate, they reveal a number of significant details around the film, with Bond aficionados over at mi6-hq.com using these new tidbits to come up with an interesting new theory, one that also draws on other confirmed plot points, rumors, assumptions made based on snapshots captured by the press. So I'm assuming that everyone over at mi6-hq.com at this point believes that these are probably real. And you know what it probably is, given just given the way that Hollywood's been acting recently, but it doesn't bother me. I actually kind of like it, and I'll explain why when we get there. So a scene shot in Matera, Italy last September shows a loved up Bond and Madeline enjoying a happy life together. An existence that we know from the trailer is soon interrupted as Bond comes to suspect, for reasons unknown, that his partner has turned on him. Why would I betray you, she asks. We all have our secrets, a surly Bond replies. Now, from here, it says that No Time director Cary Fukunaga has also confirmed that the film takes place 5 years after the events of Spectre, with Bond having left active service. Now, we know that already caused a number of problems when it came out that Lashana Lynch was going to be playing the new 007, and everyone's like, Bond is a man. Yes, James Bond is a man. 007 is a moniker. It's a name for an unknown British assassin, a state-sponsored, seriously, it's not like he's Michael Jordan number 23 that gets retired. It's not a public thing. People really need to let that go. I swear, panties are in a twist over some of the dumbest stuff. Now, going on here, it says, we know from both the trailer and the movie's official synopsis that he takes up retirement in Jamaica, where he is approached by his old ally, CIA officer Felix Leiter, to undertake a rescue mission and to save a kidnapped scientist, all of which leads us back to these plot details, apparently leaked by those call sheets. They reveal that in scene number 235 of No Time to Die, a sequence that we can assume from the numbering takes place towards the end of the film, again shot in Italy. This scene is said to feature Madeline Nelmy, who is the 007 agent played by Lashana Lynch, and one other character. The third person in the scene is a 5-year-old Matilda, with the scene description reading, Nomi pilots Madeline and Matilda to safety, with the island in the background. So then the question becomes, who is this Matilda? or Mathilde, however you want to pronounce it? Is it the Bond daughter we never knew existed? Now, it says here that the fact that Matilda's age corresponds exactly with the 5-year gap between Spectre and No Time to Die has led fans to suspect that she might be Bond and Madeleine's daughter, with Dr. Swan falling pregnant during the couple's honeymoon period. Which, look, given all the times that Bond has gotten jiggy with it, we're talking some brown chicken, brown cow, it would make the most amount of sense in the world that the contraceptives would maybe not always be in play. You know, and it's like you can only play Russian roulette so many times without you accidentally, you know what I mean, like impregnating the egg. Anyway, if we assume that scenes of a smitten Bond and Madeleine take place earlier in the timeline, with the movie then jumping ahead half a decade, with Bond drowning his sorrows in Jamaica following their messy breakup, then it's possible he didn't know that Madeleine was pregnant, or indeed that neither of them knew when they parted ways. James Bond becoming a father might sound like a surprising route for spy franchise to take, but this being Daniel Craig's swan song, it's not impossible that his era could end with him embracing family life and rebuilding the Bond dynasty. There'd be certain poetry to this turn of events, given that the climax to 2012 Skyfall literally saw him tear his childhood home to the ground. Alternatively, maybe the death rumors are true and 007 will tragically perish, having saved the daughter he never knew. And again, on either front, because this is the swan song to these 14 years of movies, to this character arc before they reboot, I'm kind of okay with that, giving us a solid bookend, a beginning and an end to Daniel Craig as Bond. Because remember, Casino Royale was his first mission. He had just gotten the 00 status. That was his very first mission, and this would be his last mission. I think that'd be a nice way to kind of cap it all off over 14 years. But again, people are going to be complaining about this because they're going to look at this as like the Superman Returns plot twist, you know, like, oh, I didn't know pregnant, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, the Superman Returns plot twist with Superman having a kid has actually kind of become more fond over the last 14 years as well. Both those movies came out in the same year, Casino Royale and Superman Returns. So I'm actually kind of okay with this, but it's not unprecedented in regards to James Bond. It's not out of the ordinary when it comes to James Bond. So this is actually not new. In the book, You Only Live Twice. The idea of introducing Bond's offspring isn't without precedent, actually. So it says here that Ian Fleming's 1964 book, You Only Live Twice, might offer a clue. The novel sees Bond sustain a head injury, which leaves him as an amnesiac. Living for a brief period as a fisherman in Japan, his lover, Kissy Suzuki, falls pregnant. They like to use the term falls pregnant in this article. Kind of weird. Anyway, though Bond leaves her to chase a clue to his true identity before learning about his unborn child. And then a short story published in 1996 and written by Raymond Benson, one of the authors who wrote Bond after Fleming's death, establishes that Kissy had a son with whom she named after his father. So that would be Bond, is what they're alluding to here. Could the writing team behind No Time to Die, a story for which was conceived by director Fukunaga alongside regular Bond writers Neil Purvis and Robert Wade, be looking to explore this element in Bond's literary life, which has never before been depicted on screen? Not a bad theory, but it could be a thing. Or is it a clone? That's another thing too. They're kind of mentioning here. It's because the villain Safin is obsessed with genetic cloning. Could it be a clone? I hope it's not a clone. If it's a kid, it makes more sense. The clone stuff kind of bothers me. But let me also show you guys why I think this might be a thing. So Daniel Craig, over the span of 14 years, has had children. And he proudly walks around with them. He's got the baby in the swaddle. The other photo, he's holding his child in the car seat. He dotes on his children. He loves his children. It would make sense if he had input into this story, if he had input into the finale of this character arc, of his run as the character, to walk away with something a bit better than, let's say, Spectre. Why not focus on Bond getting the one thing he never had, which was a family? Why not give him that happy ending? Or tragically die defending that happy ending. Remember, in Skyfall, M, who was kind of like a surrogate mother, somewhat, this is what they had established, she died, and he failed to protect her. And maybe in this particular case, he's wanting to protect his kid. Because remember, Blofeld was kind of like his brother, his adopted brother, so to speak, as we learned in Spectre. And so again, the last few movies have been about family. They've all been about family. With Vesper, she died. So he went on a tear and he tore things up in Quantum of Solace. In Skyfall, we find out that, meant a lot to him, but also Silva too. So there was a big thing there. This is the issue here. No Time to Die is going to take Bond to someplace new, and there's nothing wrong with that. The leaks actually sound kind of cool to me. I mean, as a person that is now a father of 2 young girls, I can't imagine my life without them. I love them, having them in my life. And I think the people that are truly upset at this, the people that are truly freaking out over this, and you know who I'm talking about, they don't have kids. They don't have kids. They don't have anything. Maybe cats. I don't know. Maybe action figures, Funko Pops. I have no idea. They don't have kids. They're not going to sit there and fall on the sword for someone, sacrifice themselves for someone or something, because they don't know what it's like to feel that emotion. And I'm saying, yeah, that's a bold claim, and I'm sure some people out there are gonna disagree with me on that front, and that's fine. But having a character have a kid is not to end everything up, to give a character an arc is not the end of the world. It doesn't diminish the character of Bond. It doesn't diminish what Ian Fleming had established. The people who are writing this are longtime Bond writers. They are intimate with the character. They're intimate with this history. They're intimate with the people who've been making these movies for years. And they are more qualified to talk about Bond and his arc of a character rather than some idiot sitting at home getting, "Oh, that's not my Bond," hashtag. So to those people, I say, grow up. Life evolves, life changes. Characters evolve, characters change. If you want everything to remain the same, by all means, go pick up Rugrats on DVD and just watch it on repeat. It will never change, and you'll be able to live in that little bubble that you oh so desperately cling to, because God forbid the world evolves in any official capacity. Anyway, that's just my take on the situation. Curious to know your guys'. His comments are going to be a lot of fun. Let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like, and if you want to become a channel member, help keep the channel afloat, because YouTube sucks right now. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.